I'm Elijah, represent Butterz and Rinse FM, locked into Mixclique Vision.
With Butterz, obviously you're becoming quite a big name within the grime scene now. How has it developed from being a blog to becoming a label and putting out releases?
It's taken about 4 years. I started as a blog in 2007. Started DJing seriously at the end of 2008. Got a show on Rinse, April 2009. Like doing 1 till 3, doing a million cover shows in between then. And at the end of 2009, decided to turn it into a label. Then started doing shows really a lot in 2010. And then this year, it's just been about pushing the label, getting loads of shit out, merchandise, doing events with the name, and a whole bunch of other shit.
So obviously you've got quite a few releases out under the Butterz label at the moment. You're on about, I think it's like 10, 12 releases
at the
moment.
We've got 12 records, like about, 8 proper releases.
What future releases can we expect from Butterz?
We've got Trim out next, Trim called I Am, that's been battered for a while. On the flipper, that's another one called Notice Now, produced by DOK. And then to close the year, our final record is Swindle with Silky, like a dubstep producer, which is kind of cool. So yeah, nice.
With your first Butterz release, it was Terror Danger.
Yeah.
And why did you decide that Terror Danger was the producer to have as your first release? To kind of set the Butterz label, set that bar.
He's someone that I was introduced to when I first kind of got started, so it kind of was just natural. It wasn't really like a calculated move. Like it could have been anyone. Like not it could have been anyone, but I mean, not in a rude way. But I was introduced to him by a mutual friend, and he's a sick producer. Always liked his stuff. Purchased it. So yeah, it's just logical.
So obviously you've got quite a few different producers from different various scenes. Like take TRC as predominantly a bassline DJ.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to take him from bassline and put him on a grime label?
I just think he was making like good kind of dance floor tunes. He hadn't really been exposed properly in the grime scene before either. I think he's like had tunes played by Spyro and Logan from time to time, but never anything kind of solid that people could really get behind. And I just thought it was this time last year, me and Will were about to go to Skillium, we were about to go to Ibiza, and it was just like, who has got a tune you could just put out and not really think too much about it and see what it does? And it was like, yeah, TRC, UAE, that's like one of was like a big tune for us. Even though it was a year and a bit old, it was like, fuck it, let's just get it out there, see what it does. And then that release has become just like Boo You, and then I Am, so it's like we've gone quite far with that. So
you mentioned there about bringing TRC in for his predominantly the dancehall vibes.
Yeah.
Why do you think that Butterz is kind of bringing, that's their main aim with the label, to have grime on the dance floor?
Yeah, because the bits of the scene that I didn't enjoy was the kind of mixtape orientated music. That's kind of like hip hop, and that wasn't really doing anything for me. People weren't coming out to rave and enjoy it anymore. You know, people didn't even play it. Like aside from, you know, the obvious grime DJs, outside of that, people weren't really playing the music anymore. And I just wanted to present it in a way where Logan can play it, I can play it, and then Ramadan Man can play it, and Benji B can play it, and Pete Tong can play it. You see what I'm saying? Like anyone can play it. It's just accessible, like to the masses now.
So with your releases, you've got your, I wouldn't say a Butterz circle, but you've got your producers that you work with quite a lot. So you've got Terror Danger, Royalty, etc, etc.
Yeah.
What other producers that you haven't worked with that you would like to work with?
I think everything that we've done so far has happened naturally, really, aside from maybe Woo. Everything we just kind of, you know, had a kind of mutual feeling with the producer. They've been sending tunes for a while, so more time releases happen off the back of, you know, playing a tune for 6 months, and then just like we get behind it and then push it out. But it's hard because my head is not just always delved into instrumental releases and even releasing music. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not easy just to say, I want to release a Phase Miyake EP. Like, that's just not where my head's at. Even if you've made the best song ever, no, actually, if you made the best song ever, I'd sign tomorrow. But do you see what I'm saying? I'm not really gonna. I wouldn't chase him to work with him. Not because he's not Nang, he's Nang, but that's just not where the label's at. Where my head's at. So
yeah. So like, obviously with being on the dance kind of era, like how do you think the reaction is from the clubs and the like people that are buying your records?
Yeah.
Like, what's the sort of feedback you're getting from them? Is it predominantly they want more and more of the same sort of stuff, or do they want different things that you think?
I think with a lot of the records that we put out there, they haven't crossed the same ground yet. So we've like put out a record like S1E2, which is kind of bassline kind of vibe. Then like Mood Swings, it's more kind of on the kind of dubstep nearly. Then kind of Orangeade, which is like a kind of tear-out grime tune. And then Woo, like flipping like a hip hop tune. There's so much ground that we haven't even covered yet that people like, shit, just give me more. If you can keep on doing all these different styles and calling it one thing, then fuck it, let's really want more, you know what I mean? Yeah. So generally the feedback is that they wanted it like this way before we started it. So we're like 3 years too late, really. We're just playing kind of catch up.
Yeah. So you obviously work with a lot more producers than you do vocalists and artists, and that.
Yeah.
Why do you think that you're putting out more beats than vocals?
Firstly, I think the balance of like talented MCs to talented producers is weighted in the producer's favour at the moment, and it has been for a couple of years. And me, as a DJ, when I was coming on to Rinse, I came on first in 2008, and there was like Maniac, Rude Kid, Teddy, Terra Danger, Da Vinci, a few other heads that were making better tunes that the MCs weren't vocaling, and still is what's happening now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was always geared just to kind of playing instrumental stuff and then fitting in vocals around that. I wasn't really geared to playing vocals like Kyle Logan or JJ or Vectors, you know what I mean? So that was just my unique selling point as a DJ.
So just kind of to finish up, what advice would you give to anybody that's sort of trying to do the same or similar thing to you from starting their own label and putting out releases?
I get asked this and I always give different answers. I need to just make a standard answer, but don't limit yourself to what you think that I'm trying to do or what other people in front of you are trying to do. Like, have your own vision for where you want to take this, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't just putting music onto records, with, you know what I mean, turning it into events. And you know, Champion's Tune, like another guy that we work with, is an advert and a Malibu advert, and you know what I mean, and stuff like that. When you think of writing a tune, you wouldn't think that could happen, but it can. And if you write your tunes, Nang, like, then that's the shit that will go down. You know what I mean? So don't think, oh, you have to do house or you have to do dubstep to get recognised in those kind of ways. You just make sick tunes, yeah. Put it out professionally. Act like a, you know what I mean? Don't act like a bonehead, then you'll get. You know what I mean? You'll get by doing whatever you want to do. So don't get twisted. It's not, there's like some kind of grime inferiority complex. I got that right. I think people think, oh, if I do dubstep, then people will respect me, or I'll get more noticed, or I'll get more plays. That's bollocks, man. Like, people will play a big tune regardless. You know what I mean? Like, Full Attention is like a kind of tune that's proven it. When Royalty did the remix for Yasmin, there was no grime remixes really of commercial tunes. And more kind of different stuff like that, you know what I mean? And then even down to just exercising your brain, like Mood Swings VIP, like no one does 8-minute tunes in grime, but why not? Like, why don't you do a half-an-hour tune? Why not, man? Like, there's no rules. Like, that's the best thing about the grime scene, man. So there's actually no rules, and there ain't no one that can tell you, I can't stop you from doing whatever you want to do, and no one can stop me, and that's why we're here. Like, so yeah, like.
Last thing, any events, releases, shows that you want to shout?
Events, we got 13th of August, like, is our first like super club takeover at Cable, which is mine and Skilliam's label, Butterz with Hard Drive, Terra Danger's label. Code 9's playing, I'm playing with Skilliam and P Money on the set. Terra Danger, Swindle, Royalty, Scratcher and Champion, so that's like a mixture of grime and funky. And the releases wise, we've got not Terror Danger. Trim, I Am, produced by TRC. The remixes from Predator, LV, Mr. Mitch, and Notice Now on the flip. Then we've got Swindle and Silky, that's going to be the last record we put out this year. Like collab, 2 tunes. One that's floating about now, and one that's unheard. And in October we've got Elijah and Skilling, Rinse 17, which I mixed on Wednesday. So it'll be out in October. So it's a mixture of like the best of the year, best of the label, couple exclusives. Yeah. So.
Alright man, big up for doing the interview.
Cool.
Always a pleasure. Mixclique Vision, Elijah.
In the river you're on the strip with sluts too. In the river you're on the wing with, I'll touch you. You hold some sick licks. When I come through, girls better know what it is, cause I'll switch on you. Cause your man thought you were sick. Out of the pink, keeping it blue. You can't jug a ting.